We're building a house, and we have to put in a septic system. I've never had a septic system before, and frankly, I'm worried. Our friends have one that gives them nothing but problems. It smells, it's noisy, it even backs up. Last week they told us that now there's a squishy spot in their yard, and they have to keep the kids and the dogs away from it. I just don't want to deal with that.
When homeowners need a septic system, they either call an installer or in some places they call a designer like myself. I've been designing wastewater treatment systems since 1979, and I know my homeowners want them to work without annoyances. They want their system to be dependable so they can flush and forget. Over the past 5 years, I've designed more than 500 Advantex systems because I believe my customers can depend on Advantex to perform and to last.
If you need to install a wastewater system on your property, this video will provide you with the answers to many of your questions. You'll learn about Advantex treatment systems, you'll hear from people who install and service them, and you'll find out why Advantex is so dependable. The Advantex product line is manufactured by Arenco, an American company that has been researching and developing wastewater treatment systems for more than 25 years. Arenco's patented Advantex system is the only system that filters wastewater using sheets of highly absorbent textile, and it's the only system with a sophisticated control panel that monitors your installations quietly and invisibly around the clock. In America today, 1 out of every 3 new homes has a wastewater treatment system right on site. Yet a lot of people don't know how an on-site system works, and they may not know what questions to ask when trying to decide which one is best for day-after-day dependability and for their lifestyle. So how does a septic system work? The first part is the septic tank, where wastewater separates into 3 layers: sludge, scum, and a liquid portion called effluent. This liquid portion is what flows out of the septic tank into the drain field, where microbes in the soil break down the contaminants. Then, the liquid trickles downward, where it continues to be filtered by the soil before it reaches and replenishes the groundwater. However, if the property has unsuitable soil, or a high water table, or some other environmental concern, the liquid effluent needs additional treatment, sometimes called secondary treatment, before it goes into the drain field. Arenco's Advantex system provides this secondary treatment quietly and reliably. With Advantex, the effluent from the tank flows in small, even doses into a fiberglass filter pod, where it percolates down through hanging sheets of textile. The microbes in the effluent attach themselves to the textile and break down the contaminants. It's a natural process that doesn't use chemicals or require a lot of energy to do its job. And Advantex does such a good job of wastewater treatment that the effluent leaving the textile filter is clear, clean, and odorless. It's much cleaner than the effluent that goes straight from a tank into a drain field. In fact, it's cleaner than the treatment provided by most city sewer systems. Advantex effluent is so clean that it can be used with drip systems to irrigate the yard.
When homeowners ask me to design a secondary treatment system, the first thing I do is a site analysis. Then I give them options based on performance, cost, and longevity. As with any product, you get what you pay for. My clients will pay a little more for Advantex up front, but then they'll have the best system available. And when they go to sell their house, their deal won't unravel because the septic system couldn't pass inspection.
All wastewater treatment systems cost thousands of dollars, so it's important to know what questions to ask before you buy one and put it underground. The first thing you need to ask is, can the system deal with everyday household activities? For example, will you be able to do multiple loads of wash in a single day? Can you run the washing machine and the dishwasher at the same time? Can you entertain a house full of guests without cringing every time someone goes to the bathroom? Some wastewater treatment systems simply aren't designed to handle peak flows. Consequently, when the system gets overloaded, it can spew out untreated or partially treated sewage. Advantex is dependable even under peak use. The Advantex system comes with a large underground tank that has plenty of capacity, and it has a pump that's activated by a timer. So the wastewater in the filter pod is processed in small amounts, around the clock, regardless of how much enters the tank at any one time. Other systems don't have these important components. It's also important to know how quickly a system can start up again after periods of low or no use. Once the flow of wastewater stops, some systems take weeks to start treating the waste again. Meanwhile, untreated sewage is flowing into the drain field causing damage. Not with Advantex. Tests by independent research labs show that the Advantex filter starts treating your wastewater within a few hours of startup. Here's another critical question. What kind of odors does the system produce? Systems that stop working properly release a rotten egg smell that infuriates homeowners and their neighbors. Since Advantex operates reliably, it doesn't emit that odor. If you lift the lid on an Advantex filter and stand right next to the open lid, you might smell a slightly musty odor. That's normal, a sign that the system is working properly. Frankly though, since your Advantex system is cared for by a trained operator, it's unlikely that you will ever open it up. But what happens if something does go wrong? What do you have to do then? The short answer is call your service provider. However, Advantex comes with a monitoring system, so you probably won't have to. Here's why.
I've been servicing Advantex systems for years now, ever since Orenco first developed them. It's easy for me to check on the systems because each one comes with a Vericom control panel. The control panel monitors the system and it makes sure everything is working. If anything goes wrong, the monitoring system sends me an email. Then I go online to see what's wrong and how to fix it. Most of the time I can correct the problem right from my computer. As far as my customers are concerned, the whole process is invisible.
Invisible is good, but so is peace and quiet. So here's another question you'll want to ask. How loud is the system? Some systems have noisy blowers and aerators that can really be annoying. Plus, those blowers and aerators add $15 to $40 to your electric bill every single month. Even worse, they need to be replaced every few years, and that costs hundreds of dollars each time. So those components aren't just noisy, they really increase maintenance costs. Advantex is quiet. There are no noisy, power-hungry blowers. The lightweight pump does use electricity, but only about $4 worth per month. And the pumps last 20 years or more, which leads us to another important question. What are the maintenance costs associated with this system?
When designing Advantex, my goal was to create a high-quality, low-maintenance system without sacrificing performance. With Advantex, the system just needs a routine cleaning and inspection once a year, like a heat pump. As far as maintenance costs are concerned, according to the EPA, other secondary treatment systems have to be serviced or pumped out 2 or 4 times each year at a cost of hundreds of dollars every single time. That's a hidden cost of other systems that homeowners need to know about. But with Advantex, our tanks only need pumping once every 8 to 12 years, depending on how many people are in the family and how much water they use.
But these aren't the only reasons to place your trust in Advantex. Advantex isn't just a product, it's a comprehensive program. All Advantex systems are sold only by trained and authorized dealers, installed only by trained and authorized installers, and maintained only by trained and authorized service providers. And these installers and service providers have discovered that Advantex offers them benefits too.
I've been installing on-site systems for 10 years, and now I don't install anything but Advantex. I got so tired of doing sand filters and ATUs. Advantex is definitely a lot easier to install. I just dig one hole and I'm done. And a lot of the ones we do, the Advantex filter pod is pre-assembled right on the tank. When it's pre-assembled, we can set it in the ground in 2 hours. Plus, the Advantex is easier to maintain down the road.
The thing I like about Advantex is they're so easy to service. With Advantex, you can see everything that's going on. You can get to all the components, and if the textile in the filter pod needs cleaning, I just hose it off. You can't do that with any other filtering media.
By asking these questions, you'll discover why thousands of people have chosen Advantex treatment systems for their homes and properties. Advantex is the wastewater system you can depend on day in and day out. It performs and it lasts. For more information, contact your authorized Advantex dealer. To find the dealer nearest you, call Orenco or visit our website.